He works for the state of Vermont, I believe, down in Montpelier. Notice that I say Montpelier. I do not say Montpelier. Montpelier is the way that all good Vermonters pronounce the name of the capital city. Notice if I'm not right. This poem is called Johnny Spain's White Heifer. The first time ever I saw Johnny Spain was the first time I came to this town. There he was, lantern jaw and broken nose, wall-eyed and fractious, with a can of beer in one hand and a walkie-talkie in the other, out in front of the post office. And I heard someone saying, "Johnny, what in hell are you doing?" "I'm looking for me goddamn," he answered in an executive tone, "for me goddamn white heifer." "Run off, did she?" "Gosh," he said, "busted me south side fence, the bitch. If some thieving bastard didn't bust it for her." "You reckon she's running loose on Main Street?" Johnny looked down, then up, then sideways, or possibly all three together. "Hell no," he growled. "She's off there somewheres." He swung his beer can in a circle. "Me boys is up in the hills looking. I'm directing the search." Then he turned away to a crackle on the walkie-talkie. And that was how Johnny liked it. He wasn't much out on farming, although his farm could have been a fine one, closest to town, up on the hillside overlooking the feed mill. But Johnny's curse was a taste for administration. That line always gets a laugh in an academic town. The farm was no more than a falling down barn, some mixed head of cattle, and a flock of muddy ducks. Johnny was the first man in the volunteer fire department to have one of those revolving blue lights set up on the top of his car, and Johnny was always going to a fire. When he came down off that hill of his in that airborne 65 Pontiac, look out. It was every man for himself when Johnny was on the highway. I used to think sometimes I had a glimpse of that white heifer that Johnny never found. A goddamn beauty, he'd say. By Jesus, she was. Why, I'd give 5 whole greenback dollars cash and a pair of Indian runners to Blue Ball Baxter for her when she were a calf. To want a finer heifer in the whole goddamn county. I'd see a flash of white in the balsams at the upper end of the pasture at twilight, but I never found her. Probably all I saw was a deer tail flashing. After they changed the town dump into a sanitary landfill operation, the selectmen hired Johnny for a custodian, and they gave him a little Michigan dozer to bury the trash with. Johnny loved it. "Dump it over there," he'd holler. "God damn it, can't you see the sign? Tires and metal go on the other side." One time he even inaugurated a system of identification cards so people from Centerville and Irishtown would quit using our dump. And by God, you had to show your pass even if Johnny had known you for years. Part of the deal. sell it. Trouble was he mostly didn't or couldn't sell it. So it wound up in his dooryard, his barnyard. Everything from busted baby carriages to stacks of old lard cakes from the diner, up there to be viewed by whoever cared to look. And the one with the best view was Mel Barstow, son of the mill owner, who lived on the hill above the other side of town. There they were, two barns above the bird, facing each other at opposite ends, like the west wind and the east wind on an old-time map. Mel had everything he thought he wanted. A home like a two-page spread in House and Garden, for instance, and a wife that was anyone's envy, and a pair of binoculars with which he liked to watch the gulls flying over the river. Of course, he'd seen Johnny's place many a time, but one evening he focused down on that barnyard, then quick got on the phone. "Johnny, why in hell don't you clean up that mess over there? It's awful. It's a disgrace." Johnny didn't say much, but a couple of nights later, maybe about an hour past dark, he phoned up Mel. "Mel," he said, "I got me a pair of them binoculars over to Marksville this forenoon, and I've been studying them goddamn birds out there. And what I want to know is why in the hell you don't tell that good-looking female of yours to put some clothes on her backside when she's parading back and forth up and down behind that picture window." Picture? Hell, I'll say it's a picture. It's a goddamn friggin' disgrace if you want to know the truth. Well, I expect for a while Mel's wife was the one who would have liked to get lost, and maybe Mel too, because it's a cinch you can't go down to buy a pack of Winston's at the IGA without running into Johnny Spain. And of course, Johnny's the one that knows exactly how to keep this thing alive. Winking wall-eyed both ways at once, grinning that three-toothed grin. But Johnny Spain's white heifer was what was lost. She wasn't found. Wherever she is, she's gone. Oh, I'm not the only one who thought they saw her, because reports kept coming in all the way around, from the old settlement clear up to Marabou's gravel pit. But that's all they were, just reports. She'd have made a first-rate cow, I reckon, if a man could have caught her, only of course somewhat more than a mite wild. That's the end of that moment.